After the healing moment, it seems as if something miraculous has occurred.
Can you hear me? Say Jesus. Say Jesus. Jesus.
To prove the man's deaf ear had been healed, Pastor Sean had him face away so he couldn't lip read and had his assistant block his good ear. But from this camera angle, you can see that the man's good ear isn't being blocked at all. So maybe it's not such a miracle. Pastor Sean keeps going with several more healings of the kind we've studied. This lady is nearly able to touch her toes after spending years with a spinal problem. The euphoric service, like many healing rallies, creates a major adrenaline rush.
I've been healed.
Adrenaline is a powerful painkiller. People feel less pain and can mistake this for their body being healed, especially when a pastor is telling everyone that's what's happening. But they're actually no better, and are still in need of the medicine that many pastors tell them to throw away. Pastor Sean leaves the stage triumphant. The entire service lasted for 4 hours and has been an invaluable lesson. Then something happened that nobody expected. Nathan is given the chance to plug his own show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Me, I come from Uganda. I've come over to the UK. I was following a vision that I got given by the Lord. He said to come to Texas. He said to come to Texas and preach his word as far and wide as I could. And we're having a revival on Saturday, Lakewood Theatre, 7 p.m. God bless you, Pastor James.
God bless you, Pastor. I love you, man.
When encouraged to do so, the congregation are very happy to hand over their cash, which is collected by the man who was healed of his deafness.
The whole thing was very powerful, and I can't touch, in terms of performance and energy, what I saw in there tonight. I feel bad for my duplicity, I feel bad for my being a spy, basically. But the business of their profession is to get as much money out of people as possible. They should be talking about faith and love, and it's always about money.
So we've just come up against the kind of security that these people have at Derren, D-E-R-R-E-N, Brown. And we may not have a show at all on Saturday.
Having spent 6 months training Nathan, our diving instructor, how to be a faith healer, I now want to show him some examples of the ministry lifestyle. So we hire a car and set out to visit the headquarters of the Kenneth Copeland ministry. Copeland's unflinching and dynamic style is typical of preachers in the prosperity gospel movement that's closely allied to faith healing.
We live in a $1 trillion economy and you're broke.
In the prosperity gospel, the biblical idea of as ye sow, so shall ye reap is interpreted financially. Give the pastor a donation and you'll receive 100-fold back from God. And if you don't, it's because you didn't have enough faith. Here you can see Copeland displaying his $20 million tax-free jet, seemingly as evidence of the Lord's grace, his congregation's generosity, and his status as an A-list preacher.
Somebody ought to shout amen!
We arrive at Copeland's compound where he lives and houses his fleet of private jets.
So these are the gates of Kenneth Copeland's house, or compound ranch, and we are already being watched by security. This is where the money goes.
We leave quickly before we're asked any awkward questions. However, as we're driving back, we see the main gates to the church and airfield are open, so we drive in and head towards the church. And then we discover how protective they are.
Where did he come from?
Hello, folks.
Oh?
Hey. I have a call about 3 suspicious vehicles.
We're making a documentary-style film. We're from England. We have a pastor with us who's...
Okay.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you.
The local sheriff has been called by Copeland's security team, and after some questioning and discussions with them, the sheriff takes details from some of our passports.
Derren, D-E-R-R-E-N, Brown.
We're concerned to see that this information is then openly shared with Copeland's private security.
Security has told me that they've spoken to this gentleman at least twice about filming.
No, I'm not having that because that's not true.
As the security personnel for the ministry, they have the authority to do this. I will issue each of you, in one big group deal, a criminal trespass warning.
Which means if we set foot on Copeland's property within the next 12 months, we will be arrested immediately.
So we've just come up against the kind of security that these people have. The worry, though, is now they've taken our details. If they Google me, they can find out what it is that I do and where I come from. If they search for you, they can find out that that isn't your real name. They've also got our details for the show. The concern is now they could work out what we're doing. And we may not have a show at all on Saturday. That's our concern.
Faith healing doesn't just affect those in pursuit of a miracle. John Edwards was a practicing preacher working apparent miracles at his ministry. His daughter died, aged 14, from a brain tumour, after he delayed seeking medical help, believing instead that God would heal her. After 10 years, he became disillusioned with faith healing and bravely told his congregation the truth. I asked him about some of the healing techniques being used.
What you do is you start pumping the meeting. We're having a healing meeting. So-and-so, evangelist so-and-so is going to be here this week. If you know someone that's sick, get them here, they're going to get healed. And you're emphatic about it. They will get healed. I don't care if they got AIDS, birth defects, cancer, diabetes, anything, they're going to get healed. So there's already the adrenaline's running. It's hypnotic. If you have 300 people there, somebody's got a toothache, somebody's got a backache, somebody's got upset tummy or a headache, and he would say, tell me how long your head's been hurting. Do you believe that when they lay hands on you that you'll be healed?
Yes.
And they, Jesus! Like that. Adrenaline shoots through their body, the pain's gone.
Yeah.
So they're going to come off the floor and they're going to say, I'm healed. Well, they got healed of stuff adrenaline will fix. But when it comes to a paraplegic, a brain tumor, Down syndrome, amputees, have you ever seen meetings where amputees got their legs back?
No. That seems to be missing, yeah.
Now my definition of miracle is different.
Yeah.
Back then, if you had a toothache and it went away, that was a miracle.
Yeah.
This is so difficult. This is so difficult. And I keep having to remind myself that it's important. People throw away their medicine and they die because they believe these people are healing them. People give their last penny to this movement, money they can't afford. People that don't get healed are told to blame themselves because their faith wasn't strong enough. When I speak to people that have had first-hand experience of how nasty that world can be, it keeps me going. It reminds me that it is important. We're halfway through our US adventure. Nathan's hardly had a chance to let his hair down, and today's his birthday. So we throw a surprise party in my luxurious low-ceilinged suite, complete with tacos and real American champagne. It's a welcome bit of light relief for everyone, and Nathan can leave Pastor James at the door and spend a couple of hours just being himself. Nathan's experience at the faith healing service earlier in the week made a big impression on him, and Pastor Sean Pinder was certainly not shy in front of our cameras, and so we called him up. We thought that if we could get him to our revival event on Saturday, it might help increase the attendance.
So,
Me and my wife, listen, we're going to be there. I feel like this is a God moment, Pastor James. So